Welcome back to the second part with Nassia Skoulikariti. In part two, Nassia will explain why AI and IoT are overhyped, define Web3 in simple terms, and will share her favorite AI instruments. Nassia is a seasoned technologist with over 28 years of expertise in end-to-end digital transformation. She specializes in driving operational efficiency and revenue growth through IoT, AI, and cloud services. Okay, shall we go to the question number
1?
If you had a hype-o-meter, what would be the top most overhyped tech trends right now? And what's the reality behind them?
Of course, I have to say IoT has been overhyped. Overhyped. The Internet of Things is, for those who don't know, so what we're talking about the Internet of Things. The Internet of Things, IoT, is not one technology. It's a conglomeration of many technologies, an umbrella of things that has been stitched together in order to provide a service and a solution. So, and each one of those technologies, be it the sensors, the devices, so it could be taking an everyday object like my mouse and adding a sensor to it, and then it becomes a smart object. Then we're having the whole thing about connectivity, we're having the analytics, so it's multiple different technologies that are being stitched together to provide the service. Each one of those technologies has been around for decades. And of course, IoT has been overhyped. We're over the hype curve now. We're beyond that. And now IoT is at the point that we're actually monetizing it and is seeing more traction. In many ways, within the telco community, and even though telcos have been offering, especially IoT connectivity services for many years, we're just getting started. So we haven't seen the stage where IoT has reached the top, the pinnacle. We are still in the early stages, but beyond the hype. It's taking a lot longer than most of the analysts in the community anticipated in order to reach this stage, but now it's moving quite nicely. Because if we think about it, everything will be connected, irrespective of how we feel, like it or not like it. Every object will become a smart object. The communications and how we operate, everything, and everyone will be connected. So it's better to embrace and understand what we're dealing with and work around it to make it more efficient, around our understanding and our day-to-day lives. So that has been overhyped. For sure, but I would be remiss not to mention AI. And at the moment, we just talking about conversational AI for the most part. We're not even talking about big models of machine learning. But for the past year and a half, it's really since ChatGPT launched, to be honest, that AI become this savior of everything, an answer to everything. And if you really look under the hood, for everybody in organizations who are saying, well, we were doing AI, but most of it is masquerading an algorithm, wrapping it around AI to say they're doing AI, but it's not really artificial intelligence. But it's extremely overhyped. The hype will continue. Even last MWC 2024, everything was about artificial intelligence, right? And it will continue. A lot of people are using chatbots in order to get information. Organizations are incorporating AI into RPA systems. And, we haven't even touched the robotics. On the IoT world, the technology world, artificial intelligence has been around for a long time. And it comes more about predictive information, predictive data, such as predictive maintenance, for instance, right? Or predictive analytics. That takes the AI conversation to a different level beyond the conversational models that we're seeing at the moment. So yeah, AI is going to continue to be a big hype. I save daily 4 to 5 hours utilizing resources around me. I wear multiple hats and I do multiple roles and jobs because I've made my workflow very efficient. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to. Otherwise, what I do as one person, it would require 5 people. So there's a lot of upside. So there is truth to it. And But then what's going to happen in the future with regulation coming in? That's a big question. How and what we're going to be allowed when we're using especially conversational AI on a company or organizational framework. We have to be very cognizant of the information that goes out there, but because of privacy, what we allow to. A company or an organization should be looking at having somebody putting frameworks and processes around how employees are using AI, which not everybody, and I think the majority are not doing yet. So that will be something that is happening as we're moving along. A lot of repetitive jobs will be lost, will be then taken over by algorithms. However, new jobs will be created. And the one now that is, and if anybody is looking for something fun to get into, is prompting. Because in order for whatever you give to AI, you get back. You put junk in, you'll get junk out, because it's all about the data, right? So prompt engineering is a thing. It's a job right now. And how you're going to feed AI with the right questioning, with the right information in order to give you what you need back. And that's a job already. And it's going to be many, many, many different ways that we see that changing. Other hypes. I'm tempted to say RCS. It was overhyped. It took forever. And finally, we start seeing adoption in the industry when it comes to RCS as a solution, it is fantastic. I think it's really good. And actually, there is such a thing as RCS for IoT, or using RCS in order to create IoT solutions or products. So it was overhyped, and we're getting now there to a point like, okay, we gone beyond, disillusionment happened, and now we're on the other end where people starting to finally use RCS. So
Okay, shall we go to the question number?
We have 5.
Number 5.
Yeah.
Could you walk us through a memorable event or moment where you had to simplify a particularly intricate technology or concept for a client or team member? How did you approach it, and what was the outcome?
What I want to talk about is something that you're going to start hearing a lot as we move forward, and that's Web3. Are you familiar with Web3, Tatiana?
Not really, to be honest.
All right, so let me explain. So we started nearly, a few decades ago with the Web 1, if you wish to, which it was like one-way communication when the internet became a thing where you would go and find information. It's one way. Then right now, majority of what we do is what is called Web 2. Social media became a thing, a two-way communication. So Web 3 is the next logical step, or if you see, it's the next iteration of where the internet will go. And that is a decentralized world. And it's driven by blockchain technology. And it has been, I think, it became prominent because of all the cryptocurrency and everything. So it's gotten some bad rep, and also which supersedes all the good stuff that are behind the wrapping. So when you say Web3, people think, oh, cryptocurrency. But that's not just cryptocurrency. Because we're using the blockchain technology, we're talking about decentralization. What that means, it will give us additional security, and it will give us more control of what we put out there. So if you're a content creator like yourself, you're creating this wonderful webcast and you disseminate it through social media and other tools. Now, on a Web3 reality, you own that. It's not LinkedIn or it's not Facebook that owns what you've created, but you as the creator will own that. And you as the creator can get credit and get compensated accordingly. That's just one of the functions, that the Web3 will bring. It will give control back to us. It will give us the access to be who we want to be when we want to be compensated accordingly. And of course, I'm sure you heard of the metaverse. So when it comes to Web3, the metaverse is there. Virtual worlds are built around it. And in the future. I believe that, well, it's a good reason why Facebook was renamed to Meta, because of the virtualization that will happen. We are going to be conversing with our avatars and creating virtual worlds. So what it will mean for me and you is that we're probably going to have this conversation in a virtual environment on Metaverse. We will be meeting with our collective avatars. We can choose which character we want to be on the day and be that. That's a good one. And the reason I wanted to use this example is because I think people are not as aware or understanding when we're talking about technology, what are the different elements and where are we going. So I believe that creating more awareness is extremely important.
Yes, exactly, especially during the fact that everything gets digitalized.
But if you remember in the movie WALL-E, humans have screwed up, to give the premise, our world, Earth, and we were all shipped into, say, into the universe with spaceships, big spaceships. And over the years, we lose of what makes us human. And we end up going around in hover chairs with a screen in front of us. We don't even talk to each other. We don't even walk. So, and that's, for me, was a glimpse of what the future could be if we don't create awareness and if we don't understand the possibilities and the dangers around it. Because in the end of the day, what makes us special? It's our humanity, right? Otherwise, machines will be doing everything else, but it's our humanity that makes us special.
Nassia, thank you very much for all the information that you shared. I think we've learned a lot from your wisdom and from your vast experience in different fields and various positions. Thank you for being with us.
Tatiana, it's been an absolute pleasure to be with you today.